Ho ho! Merry Christmas! And good day, YouTube! How are we doing today? I am the Trish Etkin, and welcome to a super flat world. That's right, I'm going to do a quick spotlight on, not on Cook, on Embers. That's right, it's a very new mod that's kind of not finished, but it's out and it's available to download at your leisure. So, leisure. Dear me, I've been watching too many other people play it. I've got a candy cane. So, I'm going to get cracking right into it. As you see, there's nothing set up because I'm going to show you from scratch what to do. Roughly. I'm not going to actually craft the items. I'm just going to cheat them in and you can craft them yourself. But I'll show you recipes and whatnot. So, let's get started off. That's for flight. That's all that's for. Yes, so the first thing that you should need to make is this little atmospheric gauge. As you can see, it's crafted with copper, iron, redstone, and that's it. So grab yourself one of these, and when you open it up, you can see there's a little gauge in the middle of your screen, which is nice. I'm going to open up the very nice grid UE thing here. So as you can see, this has nothing, but when I walk in here, it's got some ember in it. That's right, this chunk here has a little bit of ember. That's what it means. It means that there's embers in this chunk. There's none in this chunk, but there's some in this chunk. So from here, what we need to do is go all the way down to bedrock, which really isn't that far. So I'm going to grab a shovel. Oh my god, it's bedrock. Super flat worlds for the win. Should really had the items on me. Let's get myself a... I mean, it's going to take you guys longer, obviously, to mine down to bedrock. But for me, it doesn't take long at all. So I'm just going to clear out a good bit of area here. And it only needs to be within this chunk. So not a big deal. Just open this up a wee bit, just to get at it. That is plenty, as you'll see in a second. Crappy items everywhere. So, let's delete all that crap. Get back to embers. So, now that we know we've got embers in this chunk, what do? We get ourselves an ember bore. So we make ourselves this bad boy, which is made with iron, copper, and these Cammonite bricks. Now, Cammonite bricks are made with blocks, which is made by this Cammonite blend, as you see there in a smelter, which is just some clay and a bit of bone meal to make yourselves the Cammonite blend. Not too difficult. And also this mechanical core, which is some iron, some lead plate, and it is dictionaried to any plate you've got in your mod pack, and a compass. So there is a way you can plate in this mod itself with its own tinker's hammer and 4 of the ingots, and that is just 2 sticks, 4 iron and 1 lead. Very straightforward. I would imagine by now you've all got JEI in your packs, so you know I shouldn't need to tell you all this. So we've got ourselves the ember bore, as I've said, and all we're going to do is literally place it down, boop, on the ground. Now it was a 1 block, now it's a 3 block. How cool is that? So with this, I'm actually going to go into cheat mode just for a second, if I can remember how to get there, and just break a couple of these blocks. I'm actually going to, just to show you all what it looks like underneath, because not many people will. No, can I not place any more blocks underneath here? Okay, that's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll try not to fall down there. I've got flat bedrock on, which is cool and all, but these things are cool as well. So, now that we've got this, what do we do to get our embers? So, what you need to make next, after making your ember bore, is another one of these mechanical cores, which, as you've seen already, So we can plop it on here. Now this is basically like an extender of the block. You can now get items from multiple positions. Okay, so to power this thing, to get yourself the embers that you're looking for, I'm going to grab a hopper. Now this can be automated in multiple ways. I'm just going to grab a hopper for ease. I'm also going to grab these multiple gauges on here, and I'm going to grab an item gauge, which is very easily crafted with lead, paper, and a compass. I'm going to put it right there, just so I can show you easier. I'm also going to grab some coal. Now this thing is powered by coal. Well, it can be anything: coal, charcoal, anything that burns in a furnace. Basically, is one of the powers. I also need gunpowder as a catalyst, so to speak. So I'm going to throw that and that in there. And right now, it's going to start working once the items get in there. We'll see it open up in that slot, but we'll also see these things start to turn when it finally gets in there. And whilst we wait for that, we need a way to output the items. So we're going to use the Embers actual item transport system. Yes, it has an item transport system. How cool is that? And it is just an item pump and the item pipe. Now they are crafted with some of the caminite plates, and the item pipes are just lead with lead plate. Very straightforward. Ah, look, there they are. That's pretty cool. So it's now mining away for some ember shards. I am going to get myself that there and that there. So this pump doesn't connect to chest directly, so you do need at least one more item pipe. And the way for this to go, let's just grab a basic chest and then a lever. Now all of these pumps are redstone controlled, so they all need to have some sort of redstone power going to them. As you can see in here, we've got gunpowder and coal in slot 2 and 3, but we've also got ember shard and ember crystal in slot 0 and 1. That's because it's got 2 slots of inventory space. I'm going to put that on there, and it's only going to pump out the top 2 slots. It's not going to pump out the coal and gunpowder. And as you see, we're getting ourselves some ember crystals and ember shards. How cool is that? So this is the basic way on how to mine ourselves up the ember shards and ember crystals, which is needed for everything in this mod. Well, not everything, but there's some crafting recipes, as you've seen, that don't require them, but this is the basis of its power. Everything is powered by these crystals. Now, this, as I say, you could make this by popping in coal and gunpowder from a different source and, doing things like that, but we don't have to worry because this is a spotlight, and I'm just going to cheat everything in that I use. So, now we don't really have to worry too much about this area anymore. That's kind of, as long as that's running, it's fine. We don't have to think about it. It's going happy days. As long as it's chunk loaded, it will be running indefinitely. It doesn't self-chunk load, but if it's chunk loaded, it will run as long as you feed it coal and gunpowder. Let's see, getting some more now. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, what do we do with these ember shards, crystals? So the first thing that we need to do, and I've said so many times, I'm going to try and stop, honestly. We need to make this crystal and shards into something called activated ember. And to do that, we need to find in this thing, here it is. I found it. Ember activator. Now, as you see, it looks like just a normal block there, just nothing at all. But I'm going to put it in. Oh my god, look at it. It's so cool. Yeah, it's a cool looking block. So let's grab ourselves another one of these. I'm just going to go into cheat mode because I find it easier. Let's get another hopper. And that hopper will go on the side there, which will feed in the crystals. But when we do that, we also need more than just that, don't we? We need more than what that is. Let's get a stack of these shards just to get it going. So as you see, it is now turning itself into activated ember. So it's activating that ember, which is cool and nice. Now, from here, we need to somehow get the activated ember into other machines, which we haven't made yet, but we will. First thing I'm going to make, though, is a copper cell. This copper cell is kind of like an intermediary battery, so to speak. And I am, for posterity, I'm going to put it up high. Like that. Just for view. I'm going to put it up there. Yeah, that looks about right. Next, to get it to go to said block, we need to make ourselves an ember receptor and an ember relay. No, that's a lie. Not an ember relay. An ember doohickey. Where the hell is it? I know where it is. I know where it is. I know where it is. Right next to where I have ember emitter. I totally knew where it was, guys. Honestly. Lever. Let's grab a lever as well. So I'm going to put the ember emitter on here and the ember receptor on here. Doesn't matter where that goes. Every block is a doohickey. So every block can accept items and receive items, which is cool. To make these receptors and emitters is just copper, iron, and a caminite plate, or copper, iron, and a caminite plate. To connect these, though, we need to make ourselves one of the tinkering hammers. I mean, we've already seen how to make the tinkering hammer, but we didn't actually get one because I'm a derp, and I can see it. I totally can see it. And if we right click, shift right click, that's what I said, shift right click, and shift right click, you can hear all the ding and dong. Put that on there, then, boom. Alright. How cool is that? So this thing is now charging up with embers. And to show that, we can make ourselves an ember gauge. If this popped on, it will show that it's starting to power up. We can also put one on here as well. And you can see it's actually full of 16,000 ember, activated ember. And it's getting now charged up into this bad boy, which has got a lot of stuff. So what can we do with this ember? There is a couple of really cool items in this. So again, I'm going to put this over, say, here. And we're going to make this thing called the Hearth coil. So I'm going to put it right there. There we go. And I'm going to grab myself another one of these mechanical cores. I should have used that as the middle block, but that's fine. And there's another cool few items we can make here. Let's get rid of the candy cane and the gauge, don't need that. If we make ourselves a couple of the extenders, so machine accessor, let's make a couple of these. Now with these, I can place them here, or even there. And as you can see, what it basically does is extends out the blocks, which I think looks pretty cool. It's not connecting properly, is it? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter for them. And I'm going to put an ember receptor on there, an ember emitter on here, and again I'm going to hammer, put that down. And I'm also going to set time. But before I get set into all about that, let's get ourselves some more of these item pipes. Boop, boop. And let's get rid of that. Chest. And let's put ourselves a chest here, item pipe, and a pump on here. Which is cool. Next, I'm going to turn on the lever. Now, as you see there, it's going into these blocks. That's what I also wanted to show you. It can't actually go through solid blocks. So there, it just gets through. Let's get rid of them, just in case. There we go. So now this thing will be getting powered up. I think I've put it on there. Yeah, you can see it there, getting ember inserted into it, but also on the top. This is where the magic happens. So this thing actually starts to heat up. This is a furnace. So I could put any item I wanted on here and it'll start to cook it. Very cool. Now at the start it takes time. It takes a little bit of time, but there you go, that's already cooked there. It's not slow by any means. But what you want to do really is wait for, I think it's about 5 minutes worth of charging up. Maybe not even that. And just throw a whole stack on there, and eventually it'll start doing it so quickly, it'll be doing about an item a second. Now, as I said, this doesn't go through solid blocks, these things, but what it does go through is glass, or transparent blocks, shall we say. So I'm going to just grab some mana glass from Botania and show you that it goes through it, like that. Cool, right? Very cool. So let's have a look in here. Yep, see we're getting some steak, which is cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so now we've got some basic smelting processing from it. We're getting our ember shards into our ember activator, which are getting sort of immediately stored in this battery and instantly getting sent over to this. Now, we don't need this battery. We could just have this activator going straight to this hearth coil, this furnace, shall we say. But, if we're going to have more than one item, it's maybe better to not have it. It's better just to have this thing here to help spread out the love. Spread out the love. That's all we need. Let's have a wee quick check, see what kind of... So we've already got 5 ember shards and 5 crystals. Now the crystals are necessarily for me used in a few of these recipes, but they also can be broken down into the ember shards, or they go into here for a little bit more power, shall we say. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. And next, what we're going to do is the item duplication, shall we say, of the mod. It's kind of like a tinker's kind of thing, it's very... You smelt the ores down, but we'll show you. So, what we need to do is make the melter, which is more Caminite bricks, plates, copper, iron, and a furnace. All makes sense. And we're just going to put the block down there. Very nice. Then we're going to put ourselves down to receptor on the front here, and the ember emitter. Going to put it up here. Why not? Put that there. Let's connect it all, like so. But before we get too into it, let's grab ourselves also some ore, because we'll need ore to smelt. Let's get this powered up. So as you can see, all of that's nicely going into there. Very cool. So as you can see, let's actually remove this that's giving off light. As you can see, as I said before, these things don't give off light, so it'll look kind of cool when it's not giving off light. Yeah, that looks kind of cool, right? The fact that it looks kind of, a bit danker. It looks cool, I think. Let's get ourselves some of that mana glass back. Maba. Mana glass. And before mobs get too crazy, let's get daytime. So, I've said so again. I should really stop that. Next, what to do with this thing. As I said, this is a smelter, basically. This melts things down. So I'm going to you can either drop items in here, in the top, like before, or you can actually right-click them straight in, which is also cool. Let's grab ourselves another couple of other things, because when this smelts up, which is already doing, let's actually put an ember gauge so we can see the ember. We could actually make another one of the other item gauges, which is the fluid item gauge. Put that on there, and it'll tell us that there's molten gold inside. That's because I just put it in there. But we want to make ourselves there is a fluid tank. We need the fluid tank, which is just some caminite, iron plates, and iron ingots. But we also need these mechanical pumps, which is iron pipes and redstone caminite. And redstone and iron pipes are obviously made with iron. So I've got a mechanical pump, and I need that as well. So mechanical pump, put it on the top, and put it down to the side. And let's get ourselves a fluid tank, which is cool. And then give it redstone, of course. Always give it redstone. So now this should be filling up nicely with gold. There we go. As you can see, it says gold, which is cool. Very, very cool. That is our basic melting point. Now, to turn this back into ingots, we need another thing. That's right, we need another block. So just like how in Tinkers you use stencil and it pouring into it, with this we use a thing called the stamper, which is actually a 2-block item, a twin block item shall we say, which work with one another, which is just some Camonite bricks, a bucket, an iron ingot or two, and a block of iron with some Camonite and some more copper. You need a lot of copper for this mod if you could not tell. So I'm going to put myself the stamper base here, and it can go up or down, it can go either direction, it doesn't matter if it's on its side or straight up and straight down. For this purpose of this demonstration, I am going to put it this way around. I'm going to put the stamper there, like that. As you can see, sort of that block there is facing this bit here. As you can see, it looks slightly different. See, it's got no bar on it, so it's pointing that direction, which is nice. As I said, you could put it like that, up and down the way as well, like that. You can do it that way around as well, not a big deal. I'm doing it this way around just for ease of view. So I'm going to pump the liquid out of this tank and into here, but this thing here also, this one here needs the power, so let's get another ender receptor on there and our hammer, and let's get another emitter on over here. And that'll be doing a very big weird curve, but it's going, which is cool. It's fine, it's fine. Now this doesn't have a lot of storage, I don't believe. I don't think it has a lot of stuff inside it. So if I put things inside, yeah, that's it. Oh, it's got 8,000 now. Okay, so that's actually been changed since the last update. So as I said, we can pump this into here. So let's get ourselves our mechanical pump and our iron pipes again. Boop and boop. And we can pump the gold into this base. As you can see, it's filled up with gold, which is cool. But now there's nothing happening. What the hell? We need to make ourselves these. These are our stamps. So they are used for different... So we've got the plate stamp, which means we can make plates, or we can just go straight for the iron bar stamp, which is just 4 Camonite blends in it to get the raw, and then you just smelt the raw to get the basic one. And what do we do with this? Well, we just plop it on there, and that's it. And it just pops out gold every... I can't remember what it was. I can't remember the exact time. But they just pop on the ground. So what do we want to do to gather them? We want to make ourselves a bin. Now, I know that sounds odd that you want to make a bin, but we just place it there. Oh, yes, put it on the right side. And as you can see, it renders the items inside, which I think is really cool. So it's going to just gently process away all of the lovely gold that I smelted in here, which should be all smelted, but it's not really. Okay, there's a lot still in there, obviously. But that doesn't matter. We'll get back to that in a second. Anyway. We don't need to smelt all of it. That should be empty now, yeah. That's empty. You've still got a lot in you. And it's not the quickest of ore doubling by any means, but it is going to be doubling all of that lovely ore. So I'm going to actually, no, I'm going to leave that for now. I'm going to stop pumping it in there and let it sort of drain itself out. I don't know if you can actually view how much liquid is in this thing or not. Oh, you can. Oh, cool. So you can actually see how many liquids? Yes, how many liquids is in here. We can see by that. Which is cool. So this is filling up nicely. As you say, you can see it's displayed in this bin. This bin is actually also really cool for just sort of displaying items you have. So if you put blocks in, I think that looks really quite cool. I think that could be used for design quite nicely. And you just right click them in and right click them out. It only holds a stack though, so it's not like super, massive storage or anything, but I think it looks pretty nifty, if you ask me. So as you see now, it's not got enough gold to make myself an ingot. Let's see if I just can quickly turn that on for a second. If not, I'll just delete the book. So now that we've got all that set up, this thing is full in that. So this is our basic system. This is what we can do in a basic way, in the sense of we're making an ore duplication, we've got all the power, we're getting our ores from down here, our crystals and our shards, putting it in there, putting it up here, using it for a furnace, if I had it turned on, but I've not. Then duplicating it with this, into here, into there, into that, into this. Obviously you don't need this vat thing, this tank in the middle, you could just go straight into there. But I've put that there as so you can see it. You can change it, turn it off, turn it on, and such not, because it can only hold one liquid at a time, obviously. So it's needed that way. So this thing's going to be topped out again. Yeah. Okay. So not a big deal. Let's just do that. Cool. So now that we've got that, let's do the next sort of tier, shall we say, of items.